is, and then you just start feeling like yourself and you feel natural and you're not overthinking things, and the game slows down for you a little bit. And that's just been a slow process as well. And early on in the year, it felt like it was very sped up out there on defense. Everything felt like it was hit at me 110 miles an hour, even though it wasn't. And now there's been some balls that have been hit at me over 100 miles an hour, and they feel like they've been hit slow. And that's just kind of the cycle of baseball. You just have to move in and out of things and just find ways to navigate it. And that's what I've been doing.
Coming out of Yoshinobu's last start, and it'd be amazing to see him be an all-star along with you when it comes to the game in Atlanta this year. But coming out of his last start, you said that the stuff was in a position where you felt like he could have probably pitched all 9 innings. What made him so special in Colorado?
I think, for me, just watching him, the big thing is when he can throw his split for a strike and, down in the zone also, not leaving it over the heart of the plate. And, that was the pitch that he was commanding in Colorado, which is pretty rare because, changeups and splitters are a pitch that most guys don't command in Colorado in that altitude. And for him to be able to do that, it was kind of like, okay, that's a good sign. Right out of the gate, we saw that. It was, all right, that's a good sign. And, it's going to be a good game. And sure enough, it was.
Yeah. Clayton Kershaw takes the mound tomorrow, and you've had the opportunity to play by Shohei. There's not too much familiarity when it came up to facing Shane Smith. What were you seeing from him just to put the incredible swing you had today?
あまり対戦してない先発ピッチャーですけども、どう対策を立てて打ったんですか？
最初の2打席は抑えられましたし、3打席目で最後いいスイングができたので、今日はやっぱり由伸が素晴らしい仕事をしてくれたので良かったなと思います。
2 at bats, he really got me, but the third at bat, I was able to get him back. But I think, kudos to Yoshinobu, who really had a great outing today.
You've already been voted into the All-Star game. To see Yoshinobu have an All-Star performance, to see players like Andy Pajes, how special would it be for them to be competing with you in the game?
吉信とかパヘスも今オールスターに向けて頑張ってますけども、オールスターに向けての活躍っていうのはどこまで期待していますか？
本当にどちらの選手も、みんなそうですけど、ふさわしい成績じゃないかなと思うので、ドジャースから多くの選手がオールスターで一緒にプレーできれば嬉しいなと思います。
I really think they both deserve the nod with the way they're performing, just so as much as the other guys on the team. So very much looking forward to having a lot of Dodgers on that squad.
All right, you guys picked up the first win of this series, so congratulations on this one, you guys.
Thank you.
Ninth inning, the Dodgers get the win, 6-1 the final. They are now 54 and 32. Yoshinobu goes 7 innings, allows 1 run, 8 strikeouts to pick up his 8th win of the season. Andy Pajes goes 2 for 4, had a double, a couple of RBIs. Shohei 1 for 4 with home run number 30. Let's take a look at what's ahead on the calendar. It's a 7 p.m. start time tomorrow for Yoshinobu Yamamoto's bobblehead night. And oh yeah, there's this guy named Clayton Kershaw going for strikeout number 3,000. Then the Astros will be in town beginning Friday for some 4th of July fireworks. Next Monday, the Dodgers head to Milwaukee, the final road trip before the All-Star break. Saturday's game on Fox, all the others right here on Sportsnet LA.
Well, after a 5-1 road trip oral, the Dodgers get back to home and get right back to business. They take care of business against the White Sox. What'd you like the most?
Well, I think Yoshinobu steals the headlines. They only give up the 1 run and another 7-inning outing, protects the bullpen for the rest of this homestand right away. Got Clayton Kershaw going tomorrow. I'm sure he'll try and go deeper in the game. But, the Dodgers didn't get a lot of hits, but they got a lot of runs. 7 hits, 6 runs. Lot with 2 outs and a lot with 2 strikes. So that's been their MO. You got to get all 3 outs against this team.
That was a big swing early, that 4-run first inning. Ohtani hits his 30th home run, and then they slam the door late. And so now, Clayton Kershaw, 3 strikeouts away from 3,000.
Yeah.
Where are your nerves at, given how long you've known him, your relationship with Kersh, and you know what he means to this organization? How are you feeling ahead of Wednesday?
You could say, I wish he was 10 away and he could have this unbelievably dominant game, right? Like he's in his prime. But 3 away is very comfortable, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of nerves. I think he's going to go out and try and win the ball game, and he's going to run into those 3 strikeouts. But I know after being around him, especially last night as he was asked about it, that this is going to be a very special time for him. It'll even be more special if they're ahead on the scoreboard and they win the game and he gets the 3 and his family gets to go nuts. It's at a point now, especially for Charlie, 8 years old, he's going to remember tomorrow night when Dad gets 3,000.
Clayton Kershaw going for a 5th straight win to try and pitch the Dodgers to a 7th straight series win. And, of course, going for history. Hope will join us on Sportsnet LA.
Yoshi, you've now had 2 just back-to-back really incredible starts. What do you think has been kind of getting back to your stride and back to your true self on the mound?
前回に続いて今回も、いいピッチングだったんですけども、そういったパフォーマンスをするのにどういったことを考えたり必要とされていますか？
しっかり1週間、自分のペースで落ち着いてなんていうんだろう、いい調整ができてますし、変わらずコンディションもいいので、自信を持ってマウンドに上がれたと思います。
Between the starts, I think I've been being able to wisely use those like rest days, and then doing my own regimen, and then also I've been able to maintain my good conditions.
The All-Star Game is coming up. There's, of course, a lot of conversation about you being a part of it. What would it mean to you to be named an All-Star this year?
今そのオールスターの話がよくあるんですけども、その中で山本さん、選ばれるのではないだろうかと。で、そういった舞台のことっていうのは山本さんにとってどういう意味を持ちますか？
この、メジャーリーグという、トップの舞台の中の、さらにトップの選手が、集まる場所なので、その中に、入りたいなという気持ちもありますし、とにかく、選んでいただけたらとても光栄です。
It would be such an honor for me if I was voted in, and then because that's Major League Baseball, and at that kind of like a stage, a lot of the top of the players across the league will be gathered, so that would be an honor for me.
When you look at Yoshi's last 2 starts, does it just seem like he's kind of gotten back to that guy that we saw at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I think so. I think he just kind of, recalibrated the strike throwing. The split was really good today. The fastball, obviously, the command was really good. Got some early outs, a lot of strikeouts, and it was really good tonight.
You talked about just the lack of familiarity between these 2 teams. How did you, kind of like how your offense got to Smith early in this game, and how they were putting at-bats together?
Well, I think, it started with the Will at bat, and obviously the first inning, he gets 2 outs on 2 pitches, and then Will earns a walk, Muntz gets a walk, and then we get a couple hits right there, and got the pitch count up, which was huge to set the tone for the game, and to get him out after 5 innings, and that kid's got good stuff. So to get him out after 5, give him their bullpen a little bit. I just think it was good that coming off an off day, fed off the momentum from Yoshinobu, and got hits when we needed to, and Tommy had a big hit right there in that first inning, and obviously Shohei did what Shohei does, and we'll be ready for tomorrow as well.
You talked when he was struggling that Yamamoto was being too fine. Did it help to maybe face the Rockies and the White Sox to maybe feel more confident in the zone and sort of get locked back into place a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, there might be something to it, certainly. I just still believe that, regardless of the opponent, if he's doing what he's doing, he's going to be effective. But yeah, there might be something to, different teams. But it's still, any given night, big league team can get you. And I was just happy that he was still, aggressive and using the split, putting hitters away. But he's doing what he needs to do.
You kind of talked about treading water through that rough stretch of games that you had there, right? You guys just a couple weeks ago were tied for first place. Now you guys are 8 games up. Is this kind of how you drew it up?
Yeah, I think so. We're still, I still think that there's some more in there as far as kind of how we're playing as far as in totality. But, certainly on the pitching side, I think we're really pitching well. The bullpen's been great, kind of stabilized. We're getting a lot of contributions from guys in the middle to the bottom of the order, which is huge. We're getting timely hits. So yeah, and obviously that kind of gauntlet of going through 26 games of some really good opponents and record-wise, and getting through that, and not letting down and just staying on the gas. I think that's good, and finish strong to get to the break.
I think you kind of referenced this, but I don't think we've kind of seen maybe the team that we were kind of expecting that was going to kind of roll over everybody. The fact that you guys are 8 games up, despite everything that's kind of gone wrong, how optimistic does that make you about what this team could look like, by the time you guys are going into the playoffs?
Yeah, and I think that, the one thing I've learned is, the most important thing is, once you get there, you got to be playing your best baseball, because obviously anything can happen. But yeah, we haven't been at full strength all year, and a lot of teams would say the same thing, but to our credit, no one's kind of made any excuses about that. Guys have taken advantage of opportunities, and I still believe our best baseball is ahead of us, and I expected us, to kind of go through that gauntlet and get on a heater, and that's kind of what's happening. And all the while not really playing our best baseball, in my opinion.
Ohtani isn't the only one to 30 homers before the All-Star break this year, but does it kind of put it in perspective, like just his output? Well, he's also been doing so much to be on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if perspective kind of even lands with Shohei. Just kind of seeing it day to day and all that it entails of him getting ready to play a game, kind of realize the expectations that he has on himself, and still pitching and staying healthy and doing all that stuff. That's hard to wrap my head around, to be quite honest, but he's as good as anyone as I've seen, is kind of compartmentalizing, expectation, noise, different facets of the game, all the while performing. So I just kind of stand back and just in amazement, actually.